On INTERPOL World this afternoon, we're very fortunate to have Terry Loo, who's the Vice President of Sales for Cellebrite Asia Pacific. Terry, welcome to INTERPOL World Television. Tell us a little bit about yourself and Cellebrite and who you are and what you do and what you do.
So about 3 years back, right, Cellebrite became famous. You remember there was a case between FBI and Apple. FBI brought Apple to court wanting Apple to unlock 2 mobile devices from the San Bernardino shooting. So it was rumored that Cellebrite as a company helped FBI unlock the phone. But as you know, my pay grade is Vice President. I couldn't really tell you whether we have done that. But Cellebrite today holds the technology, and we are the only one in the world, right, that can actually unlock iOS devices. So over the last 12 years, we have been providing technology for law enforcement agencies to unlock devices and also extract data from devices. Okay, so these are meant for post-investigation purposes, to find the evidence to nail the suspect, put him in court and eventually in jail. Yep.
So you haven't gone down well with Apple then, if you're breaking Apple's security on iOS devices?
Well, it's a cat and the mice game. Lots of people ask us whether we have support from Apple, but I can tell you that we don't have. It's a matter of finding a low-level vulnerability and also to secure it for the good use, for the right purpose. So we are very selective in providing the technology to the right agencies, and we kept it, in the correct manner. Yep.
And you've highlighted one of the challenges that law enforcement's got today with encryption.
Yep.
What are the other challenges that you're finding, and how can we deal with them?
I think the biggest issue right now, right, with any law enforcement agency is dealing with the sheer size of the volume of devices that's entering the law enforcement agencies. Okay, and not just on number of devices. We are looking at the unprecedented era, right, where the amount of data that law enforcement agencies are extracting from mobile devices, computer devices, from the cloud, right, is so humongous that they've got to find a way, right, to manage it. Okay, so many agencies that we have met, right, has one single process of digital investigation for every crime types. Okay, so the more advanced agencies started breaking down the process according to crime types. For example, one of the biggest problems that we face in Singapore is right now outrage of modesty. In a modern environment, folks taking their mobile devices, compromising privacies of ladies and gentlemen in toilets, up the escalators and so on. So during those discovery of these crime types, right, dealing with mobile devices coming from this sort of crime, there's no need really to apply the process of a murder case to make sure that we examine every single bit and byte of the mobile device. Maybe the right thing to do is to use a tool that can selectively extract only the multimedia stuff and get it over and done with as fast as possible. So just by handling the volume, right, is now the biggest challenges. Is now one of the biggest challenges with law enforcement agency, simply because of the limitation of resources. Yep.
So how can we have confidence if Cellebrite can crack iOS systems and other systems that are out there? How can we have confidence that criminal networks and hackers can't do the same?
I would say that there's a lot of foundation and fundamental skill sets that is already accumulated in the company over the last 20 years. Okay? We started in 1999. When we first started, we were not dealing with digital investigation on mobile devices. We developed the first tool in the world, right, to provide a mobile service provider the ability to transfer data from old phone to new phone. Okay, so you are familiar with Vodafone, right? So 15 years back, when you walk into Vodafone, you have an Android device, you want to transfer the data into an iPhone, a brand new iPhone that you just purchased. So we provide the device, you plug in the phone here, you plug the new phone the other side, we transfer the data. And all this technology, right, was put to good use in year 2007 when law enforcement agencies started buying that technology, for digital forensic and investigation purpose. So it decided to branch that out and provide that technology for law enforcement. And because of all this foundation and all these technical skill sets that we have, and our R&D folks has one of the longest serving tenure in the company. So it just bring on year after years of breakthroughs. Criminal organization, I'm quite sure that they have certain ability to do that. But Cellebrite as a company, we are really, really very selective with whom we do business with. Okay? Take for example the iOS unlocking. We only provide it as a service and as a technology to selected agencies. Okay? We vet them closely. We make sure that they do not have human rights violation, and we deal with them on a very high non-disclosure contract.
And you have those protocols inside your company, or are they
Yes.
imposed on you through the Singapore government? Or
No, it's self-imposed.
Okay.
Most of these are self-imposed. Yep.
So you've talked of the FBI case that's in there. Do you have any other practical scenarios of where Cellebrite technology has been used?
One of the cases that I've shared over the last 2 days was actually ATM heist in Taiwan. This happened in year 2016. A lady went to the ATM and she discovered this guy in a full mask helmet standing in front of the ATM, and money was coughing out from the ATM. The guy in helmet got spooked. He ran away on a motorbike, and the lady called up the Taipei police. So CIB of Taiwan went into action immediately. So what happened was this, that they discovered that the entire case, right, was due to the fact that a Russian hacking syndication was able to infiltrate a London bank, and through the London bank, right, they were able to control ATM overseas. Okay? And Taiwan CBI had two choices. First is to use a traditional investigative method. And of course, through closed circuit TV, they are able to grab hold of 3 money mules. Folks that take on the motorbike, collecting money from ATM. So traditional investigation would include interrogating, cracking him, maybe subject him to loud rock music. And however, that's not going to work really well, right? Because it might take 24 hours to crack him. Within these 24 hours, their team leader might have already fled the country. And of course, whatever information that you can get from them through interview or interrogation, you got to verify whether they are true or not true. And that takes too much time. So what the CBI Taipei did was this, that they took their phones, extracted the information on their phone, they put all this information into a link analysis or big data analytics system that we have, and immediately they are able to see that these 3 guys, right, are actually communicating with their team leader. Okay? So with this information, they were able to nail down the team lead, okay, through some cell-directional tracking, location devices that they have. They arrested the team lead, grabbed hold of the device, and managed to trace it all the way to another 3 or 4 team leads, okay, with more than 30 money mule being arrested. Okay. And the amazing stuff is this, that out of the 8 devices that from these 3 Russian team lead that was operating in Taiwan, they were able to recover photographs of where they were stashing the cash. And some of these photographs even have location tags on it. Okay?
Brilliant.
And through the location tags of all these 8 phones, right, they were able to understand that they were operating when in Europe, doing the same heist in Europe, in South Asia, and in some part of Taiwan and Hong Kong. So with the information, all the information was submitted to Europol, and they managed to smash the entire syndication.
Wow, amazing.
That's an amazing story.
So is that unique, or what are the sort of trends that you're seeing across the Asia Pacific region?
I'm in Cellebrite for the last 7 years. Almost every day is exciting. I would say that today, right, almost every digital investigation involving mobile device we are involved. Many crimes were solved without even our knowledge, and there were many stories that we have no rights to share with you, right? But then again, we are glad that we have the opportunity to learn and also to cooperate with the various law enforcement agencies to really build a safer world.
So what is Cellebrite's roadmap in the future, and where are you going to next?
Okay. So we mentioned a fair bit about the challenges of the volume. So about 2 years back, what we did was this, that we did a massive end user survey. Okay, about 4,000 of our customers came back to us sharing their pains and challenges. The top one is the volume issue. So we started doing R&D and development to see how we can actually solve this issue. In the past, our technology, right, basically retrieve or extract every single bit and bytes of data from the mobile device. Just about 6 months back, we launched a new feature where you could selectively pick what you want. Okay, and with that, right, our customers have started reinventing their processes based on crime types. Yeah. So we are going to continue this particular trend of making sure that we can address the volume issues correctly. And also we have put in a lot of efforts into education, right? How we view the entire system is this, that you provide the right product, which is the first P. You deal with the process, which is the second P. You deal with the people. Okay. So when it comes to training, right, we are changing the philosophy. It used to be that we conduct a class, we gather the investigator for the class, and they live with it for the next 2 to 3 years, right? We treat it like teaching a police officer how to fire a pistol. But because the technology is moving so fast, we have at least one update every month on how to tackle new phones type, how to tackle applications and so on. So we started imparting bite-sized learning into the solution. What's new in the solution? You want to try it, there's a tutorial there. You can just follow the tutorial and click certain buttons and try the features, right? So this provides what we call granular learning and bite-sized. And this fits well with the millennials, you know, because they are impatient. They want to, you lock them in the classroom for 5 days, they'll kill themselves.
Exactly.
So these are the guys, right, that we are targeting. The 20-something, the 30-something, that wants to know the latest technology, want to learn it in bite size. So that would be our next focus.
Absolutely fascinating. I could talk to you all afternoon, Terry, but I'm going to look at my iPhone in a completely different way now that I know that it can be broken easily.
Well, the other way is that you can give me your iPhone. We can tell you what's in your life for the last, 5 years?
I think that might bore your team to death completely. But thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us on Interpol World Television.
Yeah,
Real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.